So lately I've been dying to know what method works best for low porosity hair. Like, we've done the maximum hydration on a braid out, how to get the best braid out using the maximum hydration method, but I also want to dive into other methods and see what else works really well for low porosity hair. So there are methods that are very popular, such as the LCO method, the LOC method, the LC method, the LO method, the LCIWPD method. I'm just kidding. But I want to know which method is going to work best for girls with low porosity hair. Because as you know, a lot of times getting the best style has to do with technique, products, and method. So which methods work best for low porosity? So today we're going to be trying out the LCO method, which is liquid cream oil. We are going to be doing a twist out to see, does this method give us the best results? And then next week we're going to be trying a new method, and the following week we'll try another method, and we'll keep trying these methods until we find the best one for low porosity hair. So do keep in mind that I am low porosity, I am fine strand, and I am high density, and I have type 4 hair. So even if you don't have any of those exact things, if you have some similarities to me, I do feel like this could be beneficial for you too. So please stay tuned and make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Very important. I don't want you to miss out on any of the episodes I have coming up, because I am so excited about a lot of the videos that I've created recently, and I don't want you to miss any of them. So please subscribe, turn on your notification bell, become part of my sisterhood, because I'd love to have you. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back, sister. I'm so happy to see you. But let's get into this video so we can see, is the LCO method good for low porosity hair or no? So I'm gonna do half water and then half of the Shea Moisture Jamaican Black Castor Oil Strengthen and Restore Styling Lotion. This technique may look familiar to a few of you. Oh man. Shake that up really well. And this is going to be our L, which is the liquid. Some people also will refer to the L as their lotion, but for low porosity, you want your L to be your liquid. So this is our liquid, but technically it's a liquid and lotion, so it's the best of both worlds right there. And then our C, which is the cream, will be the Shea Moisture Jamaican Black Castor Oil Strength and Grow Lock and Braid Butter. So this is going to be our C. This is a lock and braid butter. So it is pretty thick and it can be pretty coating, so do be mindful of that. But it's okay for your cream to be thick. I do really stress for low porosity hair using lightweight products, but when I'm doing a style that I want to set, such as a braid out or a twist out, I do like my C to be a thicker, kind of heavier product. But when I do my wash and goes, I like the moisturizing cream that I use to be more of a lightweight product. So my styles that I do where I set my hair and the styles that I do when I do a wash and go, I use different products because my hair requires lightweight products in general, but when I want something to last for a few days, I want to get the maximum amount of moisture that I can. So I do use heavier products, but I use it moderately. So I only use a little bit because it just would not work in my hair if I really slab it on there. And then for our O, we are using black Jamaican castor oil, and I am using a sealant oil. I am not using a penetrating oil for my O. This is a sealant, not a penetrating oil. Do you keep that in mind when selecting your oil? Do you want an oil that's going to seal, or do you want an oil that's going to be able to penetrate? If you want a penetrating oil, it should be lightweight. I want something that's going to seal everything in, so I am going with my black Jamaican castor oil. So you can see, because my hair is fine strands, it doesn't take much to really get my hair wet and in a state where I can manipulate it. So if your hair is thicker, you may have to do more than 2 squirts or so of our water lotion combination. But if you have fine strands, be mindful that it does not take a lot to actually get your hair in a state where you can manipulate it, because you don't want your hair to be soaking wet and saturated, because this is not a wash and go. And then for the butter, I'm only using about that much. This is like a pea-sized amount, so you can even go smaller than that if you feel like it's more appropriate for your hair. So I'm just gonna work that in down the length of my hair. I try not to get too much on the root because I don't want a lot of product at my root and sitting on my scalp. I recently did a scalp exfoliation, and ever since then I've noticed that my hair I noticed that my scalp is more sensitive when I'm detangling. Like, I kind of feel like I'm tender-headed, which I've never been my entire life. So have you done a scalp exfoliation, and after, did you feel like your scalp was like tender? Is this a normal after effect or no? Because I'm kind of like afraid. I don't want to be tender-headed. I don't want it to hurt to detangle. And then I'm just gonna do a drop or 2, that was like 5, of my black Jamaican castor oil. And I find that my hair stays the best when I twist away from my face, and I have to twist as tight as possible. So sometimes after I twist, I will pull just to tighten it up. And I also like the perfect ringlet. So if you're a longtime subscriber of mine, you know that the rat tail comb is my go-to to get that, because my hair doesn't always get the perfect little ringlet if I try to coil it with my fingers. So I do use a rat tail comb to coil my ends, and then I coil it even further. And if you feel like your ends feel a little lacking in moisture, you can just take a little bit more of your cream and apply it directly to the end. And if you're high porosity, you can follow that up with your oil. If you're low porosity, I don't think that's necessary. Oh, hey, hi, how are you doing? I hope you're enjoying this video. We're just gonna take a quick break really quick and hit that subscribe button, and then we can get back into this video. Okay, so now that that's done, let's get back into the video. Okay, so it's been 5 days since I initially applied my twist. This is not technically a mini twist out tutorial or anything like that, but I do like to do my twist out as a wearable style and a protective style. So I typically will keep the twist in for about 5 days before I unravel them. Last night, for some reason, my ends got a little bent, but you know, it is what it is. So I am just going to be unraveling my twist today. I have a little bit of oil that I'm going to use and place on my hair just to make sure I have less frizz. But do remember, this style is to see if the LCO method is the best for low porosity hair. My following video will be me using the LOC method to see which one works best for low porosity hair. So far as I can tell, my hair is very shiny, it's very moisturized, and I am really enjoying the LCO method, which would be your liquid or lotion, then your cream, and then your oil to seal. So that is what we did for this style. So let's go ahead and unravel it and see, do we have a lot of frizz? Do we not have frizz? Is this method good for low porosity girls? Okay, so far this is what the LCO method is looking like. My hair is very moisturized, very defined. In the back, I did get quite a bit of frizz, but as I moved forward towards the front and changed my method of unraveling, I found that the frizz was due to the way that I was unraveling the twist. So initially when I started this process, I was unraveling the twist by twisting my hair forward until it's separated like so, and then I would put my finger in the center and kind of just pull the twist apart. But as I moved forward towards the front, I began unraveling my twist from the bottom and twisting in the opposite direction that I initially twisted it in, and I found that my twist stayed more clumped and more defined and had less frizz when I separated it that way versus the way I was doing it initially when I did all these back sections. So this frizziness isn't due to the LCO method. All this frizziness is due to the way that I unraveled my twist. So that just goes to show how important technique is, because a lot of times we'll use a product and will end up with frizz and will think it was the product, but this clearly shows this frizz was due to my technique where I was just carelessly unraveling, because I didn't think the way I unraveled would make that big of a difference. But as my hair was just staying in a frizzy state, I was really confused, because as I was installing the twist, I felt like my hair was very moisturized and I would have a very good defined twist out. So I decided to change my method of unraveling, and I did find that the way that you unravel has a lot to do with how frizzy your hair will be. So please keep that in mind when you're doing a twist out and you are unraveling it. And also when you are installing your twist out, please be as neat as possible, and that way you'll get the maximum amount of definition as well. So that is kind of unfortunate, but it is a really good learning lesson for me. So now I know, unravel your twist from the bottom, twisting in the opposite direction that you initially twisted in, and you will get way less frizz. And another thing, when I did begin my twist from the bottom, my ringlets actually stayed intact better than they did when I did the back and tried to separate it. So definitely unraveling from the bottom and working your way up gives you better definition and less frizz. So I'm glad I was able to salvage this section of my hair. Even though this whole section back here is super frizzy, it is okay. So in terms of the LCO method, I do think it's really beneficial. My hair is super defined in the sections that I untwisted properly, and it's very moisturized. I was able to wear my mini twist for about 5 days, and as you can see, my hair isn't, well, it wouldn't have been frizzy at all had I unraveled it properly, but my hair is frizzy in the back because, like I said, I did unravel it incorrectly. But my hair is super defined, it's very moisturized, it's not oily. I did use black Jamaican castor oil. I used it sparingly because it is such a thick oil, so my hair is not oily at all. And I'm just overall happy with the results that I got from using the LCO method. So in terms of low porosity, I do think this is a very beneficial method to use to lock in and seal moisture. We will be doing the LOC method for my next style, which will be in next week's episode, so make sure you stay tuned for that to see how my hair turns out with that method in comparison to this method. So I hope this video was helpful. I hope you learned something new. As always, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to me. I'd love to have you. But until next time, see ya.